What's up, everybody? This is Dr. Zeb, and welcome to the Rehab Christian Center Sunday morning virtual experience. I am grateful to be here with you today, and certainly hopeful and prayerful that everything is well with you and your family and everything concerning you. I'm having camera problems this morning. I don't know exactly what's going on, but we're going to try to figure out what's going on here. In the meantime, if you would do me a favor, I want you to share this video. I want you to make sure that you share this video with as many people as you know, and invite everybody that you know to tune in on this morning. It is just so good to be here with you, and I am so very thankful for your support and your presence here. And again, just hope you've had a tremendous weekend. It's been a very beautiful weekend, and I think it's going to be a great day on today. And again, just hopeful that all is well with you and everything concerning you. Again, if you're on Facebook, I was about to say FaceTime. If you're on Facebook and YouTube, I don't know if you can see me. If you can see me, please let me know that you can see me. If you're on Facebook and YouTube, let me know that you can see me. But we are just grateful to have you here and grateful for you to be with us on today. And again, just grateful that you've tuned in. Listen, do me a favor, start liking this video, start sharing this video, start telling everybody to tune in on this morning. And again, I am just excited to be here with you and just elated that you've taken the time to share with us on this morning. I want to go through the networks, but again, I think I'm having camera issues. I really can't tell right now. And so if you can see me, I want you to say something. Let me know that you're here. If you can see me, let me know that you are here. If you're on Facebook and YouTube, no, they cannot see me. Okay, that's what I thought. I don't know what's going on. So you can't see me, but it sounds like you can hear me, which is weird. But we're going to figure this out. And so again, just grateful that you're here. And I am grateful that you've taken the time to be with us on this morning. Well, we are trying to figure out what's going on with the camera. And I have no idea what's going on with my camera, but I don't think anybody can see me on Facebook and YouTube. Instagram looks like it's okay. But Facebook and YouTube, I have the slightest clue what is going on this morning. And again, the beauty of technology. Yeah, this is weird. I don't, but certainly we are trying to work this out and figure this out. And so we will get this figured out. And in the meantime, I want you to start liking this video, sharing this video, and we're going to work this out and work this out hopefully really soon so that I can keep going. I've got a powerful word for you today. It's working for you is a powerful word today. That I really can't wait to share with you, to be frank. And so it's always one of those situations where when we have something just so amazing to share, that oftentimes you have these challenges. But I'm grateful that you've tuned in and grateful that you've decided to be with us on today. Now, while I try to switch cameras as I talk, let's walk through the networks. If you are tuned in this morning again, and you can hear me at least, I want you to start liking the video. I want you to start sharing the video, start saying good evening in the chat area. Let us know that you're tuned in. And also, not only let us know that you're tuned in, I want you to invite somebody to share along with us today. Again, this is going to be a very powerful, impactful message. And I don't want anybody to miss it. And we're going to get through our networks right now. Let's go. Instagram, I'll start with you. Good morning to you. Those of you that are tuning in via Instagram, thank you so much for tuning in and sharing with us. If you're on Instagram, do me a favor. I want you to like this video. If you really enjoy our broadcast, I want you to love this video. I want to see hearts flying up the screen. And then I want you to hit that @ symbol. Instagram, hit the @ symbol, tag someone. Tell them to tune in and share along with us on today. In fact, I want you to tag 5 people, tag 5 of your closest friends, followers on social media. Tell them to tune in and join in with us today. And we know that they're going to be blessed because of it. All right, so do that for us, Instagram. And it's good to know that your channel is working just fine. Good. Let's try that. Good. Let's go. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Good. All right, let's try that. It's going to be a different angle today, but we're going to make this work. So again, good morning, Instagram. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you hit that @ symbol, tag 5 people, tell them to tune in, and let them know that we're on the air. Share this video, like this video, and we promise you're going to be blessed because of it. Facebook, YouTube. Good morning to you. Those of you that are tuned in via YouTube, Facebook. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Thank you so much for being with us this morning. If you're on Facebook, I want you to hit the @ symbol. I want you to tag 5 people. I want you to tell them to tune in quickly. Tell them to share along with us. We know that they're going to be blessed because of it. I want you to like this video. If you have not liked our Facebook page, you can find us on Facebook, the Rehab Christian Center. I want you to like our page on Facebook. I want you to hit that share button, hit the @ symbol, tag 5 of your friends, and tell them to tune in on this morning. All right. Would you do that for me if you're on Facebook? And also, if you have not already, make sure you say good morning in the chat area and let everybody know in the chat area that you're here. Because it is incredibly rude to come to church, virtual or in person, and not speak. And so if you have tuned in this morning via Facebook, make sure that you say good morning in the chat area, and we know that you'll be blessed because of that. All right. So again, good morning to you, Facebook, YouTube. Good morning to you. It is so good to see you, YouTube. Those of you that are tuned in via YouTube, thank you for taking the opportunity to share with us on this morning. If you're on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to our channel. You can find us on YouTube at TheREHABCC. That's at TheREHABCC on YouTube. You can find us there. And not only can you find us there on YouTube, you also need to subscribe to our channel. So hit that subscribe button, hit the bell right down in the lower right-hand corner of your screen. Hit that bell notification so that you can be notified every time that we go live. And we know that you'll be blessed because of it. All right. So follow us on YouTube. You can actually go back on YouTube and see all of the messages we taught, particularly over the last 2+ years. Right there on YouTube. And we really intend to do a lot more intentional things with YouTube in the future. And so again, if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, make sure you do that so that we can stay in touch, and so that you can also get all of our previous messages and use it as inspiration throughout your week, as you work out, as you travel, as you do the things that you do. All right. All right. So let's go to our declaration. Again, we are all over the place today, and we're going to work this out and try to figure this out while we're doing what we're doing. But the beautiful thing about technology is that technology still provides us the opportunity to be flexible and reach so many people. And for that, we are grateful today. So let's go through our declaration. If this is your first time tuning into the Rehab Christian Center on a Sunday, especially, you would not know that every Sunday we walk through our declaration. People ask us all the time, what does rehab stand for? What does it mean? Rehabilitation. What does it mean? And rehab is represents the 5 pillars by which our church operates: restore, evangelize, hope, alternatives, breakthrough. And we always, every Sunday, repeat the declaration. Why? Because it is critically important that you keep in mind the power that is connected to the words you say. If you think you're not worthy, you're not worthy. If you think you're not awesome, you're not awesome. If you think you're not enough, you're not enough. If you think you don't deserve certain things in your life, then you don't deserve it. It's that simple. And so nobody can convince you better than you of what you are worthy of and what your life should look like. So every Sunday morning, we say the declaration. We put it on the screen. You should see it on your screen. We put it on the screen and we walk through the declaration because we believe in the power of the words that we say. And so you should see it on your screen, regardless of the network that you're on. And so we're going to say this declaration together. I always read it and pause to give you a moment to be able to repeat after me. But let's go through the declaration. All right. Say it with me. Restore. We declare that everything that is broken, lost, hurt, or destroyed that belongs to us and has been designed by God is restored. My faith is restored. My joy is restored. My mind is restored. Even my lost time is restored. I am no longer broken. The fact that I'm alive means I have another chance. My faith has restored me. And right now, his love is making me whole. evangelize. Say it with me. We declare that God helped us so we can help somebody else. He loved me when I was a mess. His love lifted me when I was down. I'm not perfect, but I'm free. And anything that came for me can't keep me. Because I'm free, my circle is next. My family is saved. My friends are blessed. My plans are successful. My goals are ahead of schedule. And anything connected to me is blessed, just like me. Hope. Say it with me. We declare that everything that is missing is not lost. In Jesus, I have hope. And this hope makes me confident. It doesn't matter what happens to me or around me. I'm going to win. My relationships are winning. My goals are winning. My family is winning. My neighbor is winning. This city will win, and my role has the victory. My past is defeated, and my future is brighter today than it was yesterday. Alternatives. Say it with me. We declare that God made us different. I'm a royal child, the light of the world, and the hope of my city. I respect the past, but I don't look like what I've been through. I love the church, but my life is balanced. I love coming to church, but I like flights, boats, and vacations. My whole life is blessed. I am the head and not the tail. I am above and not beneath. I am a lender, not a borrower. And every place I go belongs to me. Breakthrough. Say it with me. We declare that God has a breakthrough with our name on it. I have some challenges, but I am not defeated. No weapon formed against me can prosper. And I know that all things are working for my good. Things are not breaking down. They're about to break through. There is a breakthrough in my career. There is a breakthrough in my home. There is a breakthrough in my health. There is a breakthrough in my finances. I am here on purpose, for a purpose, and everything that went wrong is getting ready to turn around. Did you make that declaration with us today? If you did, I need you to do me a huge favor. I want you to type in the comments really quickly so that I know you're still locked in. I want you to type in the comments really quickly. It's going to get better. Come on, do it quickly. It's going to get better. As you share this video, I want you to type it in the comments quickly. It's going to get better. It's going to get better. Come on, hurry. It's going to get better. Everything concerning your life, I need you to be encouraged to know today that it is indeed going to get better for you. Don't you dare get discouraged. Don't you dare start fretting. Don't you dare allow life to get the best of you. I need you to be reminded today and forever that the things in your life you've struggled with are literally getting ready to get better for you. Come on, do it quickly. It's going to get better. It's going to get better. It's going to get better. It's so funny that today's declaration, it's going to get better, lines up so well with today's message. I'm telling you, this is going to be a powerful message that I'm going to share with you, teach with you. And I'm just so excited that you tuned in. And listen, y'all, life is all about what you make it. Look, if you tuned in the beginning, I had technical difficulties, but you can see I figured this thing out. Sometimes life happens and you got to just roll with the punches. You got to make adjustments. You got to do what you got to do to make things better. And so you've got to treat your life the same way. You've got to treat your life the same way. Life has a way of throwing curveballs at you. but you've got to make the adjustments, stay on your feet, and keep moving forward. And so I want you to like this video, share this video after you make that declaration. And then when you do that, I want you to type in the comments quickly today's subject. It's working for you. Come on, it's working for you. It ain't working against you. It's working for you. I want you to put that in the comments today. This is going to be a powerful message, and I cannot wait to share it with you. We're going to be in Romans chapter 8, verse 17 through 18 in the New Living Translation. It's working for you. Listen, y'all, while you're doing all of that, we're in the middle of a capital campaign rally. Guess what? It hit me. We are 3 weeks away from our hybrid opening on May the 15th. 3 weeks away from our hybrid opening on May the 15th. We will be in person on the 15th. We'll be in person on the 22nd. And then in June, we will kick off first and thirds in person, second and fourth virtual. And we are literally 3 weeks away. 3 weeks away. And so do me a favor. You should see it on your screen. I want you to make sure you lock into this capital campaign rally and support us. We have a goal to meet. We want to make sure that when we launch as full as we can. And so I want to challenge you today. I want to challenge you to help us meet our capital campaign rally goal. You can give either of the ways that are on the screen, and you'll see it throughout the broadcast just flashing on the screen. But I want to challenge you to give. I was telling a friend of mine 3 days ago, I told us I don't mind asking in this space. Our church, our ministry has empowered so many people over the years, literally with hardly no people at all. We've done it. And so it is easy to make the ask when you've always been a blessing. And so I want to challenge you today to make sure you sow into this capital campaign rally seed. I've given the first 500. I don't tell people to do stuff I don't do. I'm a leader. I lead and try to lead by my example. And so I want to challenge you to do that today and throughout this week. The rally ends next Sunday. We've got some things we've got to do right before we launch on the 15th. And I want to challenge you to help us so that we can continue to be a blessing to those around us. It's working for you is what we're going to deal with on today. And again, we are in the book of Romans, chapter number 8. Verse 17 through 18, New Living Translation is where we're going to start. And I want to read this because this is going to set good context for what we're going to deal with today. Because here's the challenge. And I don't want to get too ahead of myself. But today, I've got to challenge the way you look at your life. I have to challenge today the way you look at your life. Because what is unfortunate is so many of you are looking at your life in all the wrong ways. You are not looking at life as a situation where things happen through you. You're looking at life as a situation where things are happening to you. And there are easy ways we can figure this out. There are easy ways we can tell how a person perceives the way things happen to them. There are some clues. That's the word I'm looking for. There are some clues that we can all see that will help us determine how you look at your life. And I'm here to tell you, and I'm not there yet, but this is probably good for a first bullet point. I want you to record this now. Concerning your life, perspective is everything. Okay? Don't ever forget this. And this is a basic word to start us, but it's going to get real good. Concerning your life, literally, perspective is everything. And I'm telling you, come on, write that. I want you to put it in the comments. You're going to be the smartest person at the water cooler all week long. Concerning your life, perspective is everything. And I'm here to tell you the reason I know this to be true, not only just from my personal experience, but the reason I know this to be true in the coaching and the consulting and the counseling that I do with people. Let me tell you something. You can think people are great all day, but if people don't think they're great, it don't matter. You can think people are wonderful all day. You can think people got the goods all day. But if people don't think they have it, then what you think about them will not matter. And it can frustrate you if you let it. There's nothing, and I really think about this a lot in the context of my kids. I'm always telling them things like, yeah, I fuss at them. You know, the room ain't clean and all this other stuff, and they running late, try to stay on them. But I'm always telling them how smart they are, how intelligent, because they really are. And I ain't blowing smoke. That's what they are. Because I recognize that as an adult, for so many of you are struggling to see life and the value of the experiences in your life because your perspective is all screwed up.
And listen, yeah, we all go through difficult things. Yeah, tough things all happen to us. Yeah, we all experience difficult moments. But I'm telling you, the key to getting the most out of your life is changing your perspective. And until you change your perspective, you will never see your life for what it can be. People can think you great, but if you think you average, you're going to be average. People can think you wonderful, but if you think you average, you're going to be average. People can think you have great potential in certain spaces, your career, potential to have better relationships, potential to make a better living for your life. People can think all of this stuff they want to about you, but until you think it, it don't matter. And there's nothing more frustrating than to look at my kids sometime and be like, yeah, for you're intelligent. Why are you struggling with this homework assignment? Well, no, I can see it, even if you can't, but it doesn't matter what I see if you don't see it. And this applies to your life. I'm telling y'all, some of y'all have wasted good counseling, good coaching, good preaching. You've wasted all kinds of good things that have come your way. Why? Because people can see in you what you can't see in yourself. And I'm here to tell you, you better learn how to start seeing things in yourself that people can see. And even if they can't see them, you better learn how to see them yourself. Now, that does not minimize. This is just introduction talk. So bear with me. That does not minimize the importance of being truthful. This is important. This does not minimize the importance of being truthful with yourself. Because while I want you to change your perspective about how you see you, part of changing your perspective about how you see you is also being truthful about where you are. It's also being truthful about who you are. It's also being truthful about who you are not. Because I get it. Especially in this self-help, everybody's great kind of culture that we live in, the downside to telling people, yeah, see your life, from a different perspective, see yourself the way other people see you. That's great. But the downside of that is you really can't make real change until you're honest about where you are. Right. And I'm going to talk a little bit about this on my personal live tomorrow. I'm going to get back to my personal lives. I've just been busy. I haven't been slack of a word. If you've been looking at my posts on my personal social media, I got a lot to say. I've just been busy. I'm doing so many different things right now. This launch is also happening in the background. It's just a lot going on. But I'm going to talk a little bit about this on my personal live. And yes, I will have it on my IG tomorrow as well. And it's going to be in the context of relationships. But reality is you got to be honest about how you see yourself before you can then start to change your perspective about what you see. In other words, if you are a 5 on the scale of a 0 to a 10, you're a 5, you got to admit you're a 5. Now, again, the challenge with this culture is that we all want to hear we're great. Everybody wants to hear they're great. Everybody wants to hear you do everything well. Everybody wants to hear you had no challenges. Everybody wants to hear that you're Mr. or Miss Wonderful. Everybody wants to hear that you got the goods. But I'm telling you from personal experience, you can't fix nothing in your life until you're honest about it. Come on, talk to me. You simply cannot fix a thing in your life until you are honest about it. It's one thing to have a different perspective and change your perspective about your life and change your perspective about who you are and what you have to offer and where you're going. It's one thing to be able to change that perspective, but it's another thing to say, you know what, I ain't there yet. I believe I got it. I believe I got what it takes. But I can't live my life right now in potential. I got to live my life right now where it is with my focus, my perspective on the potential that I have. And see, many people flip this model. You flip this model. You live your life in potential instead of living your life in reality. This is going to hurt some of y'all. Instead of living your life in reality, you live your life in potential, right? And so you talk a lot about purpose. You talk a lot about potential. You talk a lot about future. But then my question, well, number one, my first response is always going to be great because I see in you what you see in you. My next response is going to be, but what are you doing right now? Is this making sense to anybody? Yeah, talk to me about your purpose. Talk to me about your potential. talk to me about where you're going to be in your future. But then my response is going to be, what are you doing right now? Because you can't live your life in this potential space. Many of you live your life in so much potential that you fail to fix what's wrong right now. This probably isn't making a lot of sense. Easy example. You live your life saying, yeah, I'm going to be debt free, and yeah, all my bills will be paid, and yeah, my credit's going to be this, it's going to be that. I'm going to live here, I'm going to drive this, I'm going to do that. And that's great. And I see that on you if you see it on you, right? But here's my next question. Have you adjusted your spending right now so you can fix your credit? Have you adjusted your lifestyle so that your lifestyle can align with the goals that you have as it relates to your financial freedom? See, everybody has potential, but living in potential ain't gonna change your future. Living in potential will never change your future. If you're gonna change your future, your potential is the goal. But what you gotta do is fix the reality. And some of us, man, this is so good. Some of us feel like we can't have it both ways. Like we can't have potential and focus on the potential and still deal with the reality. And this is why many of you date down instead of dating up. I'm going to talk about this tomorrow. It's going to be crazy. But many of you date down instead of dating up because you don't pay attention to your potential. You look at your reality and you say that the only way I'm going to get to the potential is by dealing with where I am now. And so to deal with where I am now, I'm going to settle where I am instead of fixing the things about me, aligning the things about me that allow me to date in the present in a way that aligns with my future. I know this is probably making zero sense to y'all. The whole point that I'm trying to get at is this. If you're going to live in your future, if you're going to live in the potential that you have, you got to understand that you got to fix the present. You got to fix your reality. And many of you just don't want to deal with the reality. And you think you can't fix both and have both at the same time. I'm here to tell you something that knocked my socks off about 2 weeks ago. You can absolutely live in your potential and fix your reality at the same time. I'm going to say it again slow, and I want you to type it. You can live in your future and fix your reality at the same time. Type it. Somebody needs to hear this today. You can live in your future, fix your reality at the same time. Some of y'all act like you can't walk and chew gum at the same time. Well, I would be in that space, but I got to get all this stuff straight. Why can't you do both? Who says you can't do both? You absolutely can do both. In fact, as you are fixing your reality, you ought to be fixing your reality with the future in mind. You ought to be fixing your changing your spending with the future in mind. You ought to be changing who you associate with the future in mind. So you absolutely can fix your present and live in your future at the same time. Y'all stop acting like you can only do one thing at a time. You can absolutely do both. But the problem is many of you make excuses. Many of you allow fear to keep you where you are. Many of you allow challenges to keep you stagnant. Many of you have a low tolerance for pain. And if anything looks difficult, looks challenging, looks like it might hurt a little bit, you pack up your bag and you start running. And there's so many problems that are surrounding your ability to be able to fix the present and live in your future at the same time. But I'm here to tell you, you can absolutely do it. Look at this. Romans chapter 8. I hope this is making a lot of sense. Romans chapter 8, verse 17 through 18, New Living Translation. These cameras are really throwing me off this morning. I'm sorry, y'all. It looks like I'm looking everywhere. It's just, I'm trying to get settled over here and I'm struggling. Romans 8, verse 17 through 18, New Living Translation. Look at this. It says this. And since we are his children, we are his heirs. In fact, together with Christ, we are heirs of God's glory. But if we are to share his glory, we must also share his suffering. I'm going to come back to that in a second. Verse 18. Yet what we suffer now is nothing compared to the glory he will reveal to us later. Now, I'm going to get into a lot of this and break this down in just a second. But I want to give you a couple of points first, and I'm going to backtrack into the text, a few more points, and then I'm done. Number one, record this. Not all disagreement is disrespect. This is going to help somebody today in a tremendous way. Not all disagreement is disrespect. Somebody need to hear this, because many of you allow the things that happen in your life, the things that come at you in your life, the things that challenge you in your life, you look at the disagreement as disrespect. In other words, when life disagrees with you, when people disagree with you, when people switch up on you, when circumstances come against you, when things begin to diametrically oppose you, you begin to say to yourself, because I have this opposition, I'm being disrespected. And I'm here to tell you, not all opposition is disrespect. Y'all not writing that in. Come on, I need you to type a little bit faster. Not all disagreement is disrespect. Not all disagreement is disrespect. I'm getting ready to give y'all some nuggets that's going to bless you today. All right? Disrespect, listen to me. Disrespect is the blatant disregard of anything that belongs to you. I'm going to make this make sense. Disrespect is the blatant disregard of anything that belongs to you. So when you say you've been disrespected, you are saying you have been blatantly disregarded. All right? It's going to make sense. When you say you've been disrespected in your life, what you are saying is, I have been blatantly disregarded. All right? Because again, disrespect, Zeb Tally definition. Disrespect is the blatant disregard of anything that belongs to you. So if we look at disrespect as blatant disregard, but we understand that sometimes God then allows things to happen to us, then how can we say that the things he allows are also the things that are disrespecting us? Is this making sense? How can we say that the things that God allows to go left in our life is also disrespect if God's behind it? Understand this. The reason why people do that is because they confuse what God allows with what the devil does and what we do. All right? Because here's the reality. When anything really belongs to you, it's the devil's job to disrespect you. I'll say this again. When anything really belongs to you, when something belongs to you, when somebody belongs to you, whatever, when anything belongs to you, it is the devil's job to blatantly disrespect it. And see, many of you are calling the things that happen into your life disrespect that God is orchestrating. I know this is going to be hurtful. This is going to be hurtful to some of you, but I got to say it. Sometimes God allows certain things, certain people, certain situations, certain circumstances that frankly you were comfortable with, that you always wanted to have, that you never wanted to lose, that you always wanted to be around you. He allows these things to go left in your life, and you think that the devil did it, when oftentimes God sends it into your life. He sends the opposition into your life to remind you of the importance of suffering now so you can celebrate later. Are y'all listening to the old man? He allows things in your life to oftentimes go left so you can suffer now and celebrate later. I like that, Sister Stephanie. It is simply not always the devil, right? Again, we just had an opening monologue introduction about having potential, right? And understanding what God has planned for us in the future. But part of that is about being honest about where you are now. And let's just keep it 100. Yeah, God allows some things to happen in your life that reflects where you are now. But let's be honest. Some of the reasons why you are where you are now ain't got nothing to do with God, ain't got nothing to do with the devil, and it's got everything to do with decisions you've made. And see, you simply cannot live in this honest, blessed space until you are honest about your role in where your life is. And I struggle. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I struggle. I struggle in my personal life, professional life, in any arena of my life, rehab, whatever. I struggle helping people, coaching people, counseling people. I struggle with people who cannot admit their role in where they are. Because the reality is, yes, God allowed some things to happen to you. Yes, the devil got mad and attempted to disrespect you because he saw the potential in you. Absolutely. But yes, you also made some crazy decisions. Yes, you always did some stuff. You also did some stuff that if you could redo it, you would do it different. Yes, there were some people you pushed away that you should have embraced. There are some people you embraced you should have cussed out. Yes. Part of realizing this future that you have is being honest about the present. So not all disagreement is disrespect. There is some disagreement that is God created. There is some disagreement that is devil disrespect. There is some disagreement that is the fault of your own. And you have to be honest about this, people. You have to recognize your role and where you are in your life, your role and where things are in your life, so that you can be candidly honest about where you are. All right. Now, I want you to record this. All right. So not all disagreement is disrespect. Here's the second thing I want you to record. You ready? There is nothing that is ever disrespected that does not have value. I'll say this again. There is nothing that is ever disrespected that does not have value. There is nothing that is ever disrespected that does not have value. There is nothing, something just hit me. There is nothing that is ever disrespected that does not have value. Nothing, right? And so all of this quote unquote disrespect that you say you're going through in your life, I'm here to tell you, disrespect sometimes only comes to people who have real value. Now, I'm going to make this make sense, because if you think about your life and think about the challenges you have in your life, the things you go through in your life, here's something that I've discovered, and I've shared this with a lot of my coaching clients before, folks that I counsel. Here's something that I've discovered, and it's going to blow your socks off. When I give you feedback and the feedback is true, then I'm just being honest with you. That ain't disrespect. This is going to hurt somebody's feelings. If I'm giving you feedback and telling you, you know what, you can do this better, you don't do this well, you think about doing this, you need to change this. That feedback that I'm giving you is not disrespect. That's honesty. And some of you confuse feedback with disrespect. I'm about to get in trouble. You confuse feedback with disrespect. And oftentimes that's a sign of a need for spiritual and emotional maturity. Because if you're not spiritually mature and you're not emotionally mature, you will take people telling you what you don't do well as disrespect. When people who are giving you honest feedback, and honest, I like that word, Michelle, critique, aren't being disrespectful. They're just telling you what you don't do well. See, I came from a day, and I know I'm a Gen X. I'm a Gen X. I'm on the cusp of the millennium. I'm not a millennial. I'm on the cusp, but I'm a Gen X. And I came from a day where people literally looked you in your face and said, you weren't good. You ain't good enough. Work harder. You don't get a trophy because you won 3 games out of 10 and you just participated. And this millennial, Gen Z generation, and it ain't just the younger people. I can't just pick on them. A lot of you folks that's 50, 60, 70, 80 are the same way. You want recognition for showing up. You want people to tell you everything wonderful about you. And when they tell you something that isn't wonderful, you take that feedback as criticism. And it's really not criticism as much as it is feedback and honesty. It's honesty. See, I like that. And I like that. You know, Michelle, that's really good. I'm going to steal that real quick. Not the rubbing the log part, but there was a show called the Showtime at the Apollo. Long before American Idol. I don't know if any of you ever, I'm sure many of you have seen Showtime at the Apollo. It used to come on Saturday nights. I'm showing my age right now. Saturday nights, Showtime at the Apollo would be on. And we used to watch Showtime at the Apollo on Saturdays. And one of the things that I love about Showtime at the Apollo then is you come out there, as Michelle said, you rub that tree, you think that'll give you good luck. But if you can't sing, you just can't sing. Or if your jokes won't funny, it just won't funny. And you get out there on the stage and sing, and what would people do? People give you a second, sometimes the most 3. And if you couldn't sing, folks start booing you, and the Sandman escort you off the stage. Can't do that in today's time. Let me tell you why. Because when we critique many of you today, you say, you can't judge me. I'm about to get in trouble. This is why I don't argue with people on social media. This is why I don't go back and forth with people. I don't go back and forth with people. Honestly, I don't go back and forth with people in real life. I'm just not. I'm not at that point. I don't do it. Or I'm at that point in my life. I don't go back and forth with people, argue with people, because let me tell you something. If you can't see the truth about you, I can't help you. That's in any context. I don't care if it's rehab, in my coaching, in my personal life, in whatever area of my life. If you can't be honest about you, I can't help you. I can see all the potential in the world in you. I can see you got all the goods in the world. But if you can't be honest with you about you, I cannot help you. And that's what's wrong with this generation. See, we could never. Yeah, you got American Idol, but even American Idol now, I can't even watch American Idol now. Lionel Richie, the other girl and the other guy, I don't even know their names. I can't even watch it because it ain't the same flavor as it was when Simon was on there. Everybody hates Simon. You know why? Because Simon would stop you in the middle of your singing and say, this ain't it for you. Go find you a boat somewhere and sing on that. Y'all don't like it. Go, singing ain't for you. Go find you a mop somewhere and go be a janitor and sweep or something. Simon was brutally honest. And this culture and this time that we're living in can't take honesty. And I'm here to tell you, when you're off, when you're not good, when you don't do things well, blah, 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 feedback, criticism is not disrespect. It's honesty. All right. Now, I'm getting to my original point because my point was there's nothing that is ever disrespected that does not have value. I didn't forget what I said. All right. Because it's still true. But hear me first before I make the point. If you off and you can't sing and we tell you can't sing, we ain't disrespecting you. So y'all stop that foolishness. When folk tell you that 22 piece in your head is off and you got it halfway put in and they criticize you and say that part of your band is sticking out, they ain't hating on you and they ain't disrespecting you. They being honest. And if you got good friends, You want them to be honest. Why would you walk around with part of that little band sticking out for folk not to tell you to fix your lace? Come on. Is this making sense? And this generation literally takes feedback as disrespect. And it's crazy. It's crazy to me. All right. Now, on the flip side of that is, if your 22 piece, 27 piece do look good, if you are winning in business, if you are high value in areas of your life, if you are doing what you're supposed to be doing, understand this. When you got it together, and I'm telling you from personal experience, yeah, you've had some challenges, but you've made adjustments, you fixed things, you have good boundaries in your life, you're moving in a great direction, you're doing all of these things, and you're accomplishing things and you're winning. Let me tell you something. The flip side of that is this. I want you to record this. When you're the prize, you're also the target. I want you to record it. When you're the prize, you're also the target. Gosh, is this helping anybody today? When you are the prize, you're also the target. So the flip side is when you're off and people give you feedback, they ain't crazy. They ain't criticizing you. They ain't hating on you. They ain't disrespecting at you. They ain't coming at you. They're giving you honesty. But when you got your act together, understand this. Everybody ain't going to be happy you got your act together. Because when you're the prize, you're also the target. When you're the prize, you're also the target. I was telling a friend of mine last night, I had to calm 4 down. I'm starting to really like TikTok. I do a lot of weekly videos now on TikTok. It's a format that works for me. And I'm really starting to enjoy TikTok and get a lot of feedback on TikTok. But there was a guy that took a video that I did on TikTok. And he took like 8 or 10 seconds of it, stopped it. You know how you do the side-by-side thing. I forgot what you call it on TikTok, where you can do a side-by-side video. If somebody did a video, you'd be on the other side. Well, the guy did, I don't know the guy from Adam. Guy did like 8 to 10 seconds of the video, and then he stopped it. And then he came on, started talking, and said, this is the biggest crock of you know what I ever heard. This is horrible advice, and blah, 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 blah. And so Forrest saw it. We were in Orlando the other week, and Forrest saw it. And Forrest said, Daddy, you see this? And I didn't. I have thousands of notifications on TikTok. Thousands, literally. People, that's it, duets. Thousands of notifications. People doing duets, tagging you, commenting. I can't keep up with it. I didn't see it. My son saw it. And Daddy said, Dad, you see this? And he showed it to me, and I started laughing. He said, Dad, I'm about to say something on the wall. I'm about to say something on his wall. I said, you ain't got to say nothing to him. You don't have to say nothing to him, because y'all need to understand that when you're effective in your life and when you're really winning, you are a prize, but you also are a target. Everybody ain't happy you winning. And somebody needs to put that in the comments now so I don't lose my mind. Everybody is not happy you're winning. They ain't happy. If you think they happy, you ain't fooling nobody but yourself. Everybody ain't happy you winning. So understand this. Understand. Yeah, Ford was ready to ride for his daddy. He always ready. I said, but dude, you got to understand that when you make an impact, you are the prize and the target at the same time. And see, this is how I know many of y'all ain't ready to win. You ready? You want me to tell you how I know many of you ain't ready to win? It's easy. The reason why I know many of you aren't ready to win is because you love being the prize, but you can't stand when people don't like you. I'm going to say this again slow. I'm blessing y'all, and y'all are missing this. The reason why I know many of you are not ready to win is because you love being the prize, but you can't stand being the target. That's how I know you ain't ready. You want the luxury of winning, but you don't want the struggle of winning. You don't want the suffering. Look at this. I'm still in the text. Romans 8:17, New Living Translation. If we are to share in his glory, we must what? Also share in his suffering. You can't preach Easter without talking about the cross. And I'm here to tell you, we can't talk about your success without also talking about the people who don't like it. So I'm here to tell you, if you want to go on your Instagram, your YouTube, your Facebook, and say, I'm the prize, I'm this, and you guys, then you also need to be prepared for the fact that people are going to gun for you. I was telling this same person last night, you know, I'm switching up how I'm going to do my streaming and stuff, because when I was doing on my personal stuff, my Facebook lives every other week, the numbers were really high. And then they started falling. And I was like, I was asking somebody who does this stuff for a living, why? And she made a very pointed statement. She said, because most of the people that's watching, she said, don't pay attention to the likes, pay attention to the views. People will watch you, but won't have the honesty to admit that they're inspired by you. And that's part of being the prize. I'm going to say this again slow. People will watch you, but won't have the guts to admit that they like you. Won't have the guts to admit that they're inspired by you. And some of y'all are so busy paying attention to likes and so busy paying attention to who's opposing you that you're missing the fact that people literally that treat you like a prize, part of being the prize is also being the target. And you cannot have one without the other. If you tell me you want to win, you're also telling me you want people to gun for you. You also telling me that you're ready for people to not like you. You're ready for people to nitpick at you. You're ready for people to take parts of your life, to try to take the parts of your life and make the parts of your life the sum of your life. If you can't handle that stuff, y'all, you're not ready to win. You know, so when I have my clients, yeah, Dr. Zeb, I want to win in this. I want to win in this. We don't talk about what winning looks like because that's easy. You can go on social media and see people winning. We don't talk about what winning looks like. We talk about the process to winning. We talk about the process to becoming a prize. And part of being the prize is also recognizing that people are going to like you and people are going to come for you. People are going to gun at you. People are going to switch up on you. People are going to change on you. And part of being the prize is holding steady and letting everybody on the train who want to ride and letting everybody off the train who don't want to ride. Are y'all listening to the old man this morning? Is this making sense at all? To all 50 plus people we got on the lines? Is this making sense? So again, when you're the prize, you're always the target. And so I want you to record this. And this is for all of you prizes out there. This is for all of you people. This is for all of you people who are the prize. All of you people that are winning in life. All of you that are winning in business, your businesses are winning, your career is winning, your money is winning, your relationships are winning. You're winning. You're winning. And maybe it's not where you want it to be, but you're winning. Hey, Jazz, good to see you. But you're winning. Let me say this to you. This is the line that I want y'all winners, every winner to record. You ready? Some disrespect comes to remind you of your worth. Y'all not writing. Some disrespect comes to remind you of your worth. I need y'all to type it. I need to see hearts flying everywhere. I need to see high fives on the stream. What's going on with y'all? Some disrespect. This is for all of the prizes I'm talking to. For all of the winners I'm talking to. Some disrespect comes to remind you of your worth. It's that simple. You ain't being disrespected because you bad. You ain't being disrespected because you ain't got it together. Folk ain't coming at you because you ain't doing great work. Folk ain't giving you opposition because you're not doing big things. Some people giving you opposition because they hate. Some people really are giving you opposition because they can see the value on the other side. Some people are really giving you opposition because they know what the end outcome is going to be. And some people are really opposing you because they never want you to get off the ground. There is some disrespect that comes to remind you of your worth. Again, I'm going to say this slow. I'm not talking to those of you that are off and you getting feedback. That's honesty. Is this making sense? That's honesty. I'm talking to those of you that are really winning in areas of your life, and in the areas you're winning, you're also seeing blatant disrespect. And to remind myself of this, even down to this church. Rehab is doing some amazing things in this virtual space and is going to do some amazing things in this hybrid space. And there are less than 8 official hybrid churches in this country. And Rehab is about to be one of them. And when I find myself getting feeling disrespected because of the changes I'm trying to do, the innovation I'm trying to do, the needs that I have, the slow support, slow responses, all this stuff, I have to remind myself that sometimes disrespect is a reflection of worth. It's a reflection of blazing trails. See, many people say they want to blaze trails, but then you don't want the opposition. You don't want the opposition. It's easy, y'all, to open a Starbucks. You know why? Can I help y'all? You know why it's easy to open a Starbucks? Because 1 million have already been opened. Y'all missing the whole point. The reason why it's easy to open a Starbucks is because there's 1 million that's already been opened. You ain't got but 2 things you need to do to open a Starbucks. You ain't got but 2 things you need to do to open a McDonald's. You ain't got but 2 things you need to do to open a Popeyes. You ain't got but 2 things you need to do to open a Bojangles. You ain't got but 2 things you need to do. This is an amazing word. You ain't got but 2 things you need to do to open a Burger King, a Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A, you got to be saved. You got to be saved to open a Chick-fil-A. That's a different conversation, different day. You ain't got but 2 things to do to open up a Wendy's. You know what that is? Have the startup capital, have the right location. It's that simple. Have the startup capital, have the location. You know why? Because it's been done before. It's been done before. But if you're going to open up something, Tally's Restaurant. And Tally's Restaurant has never been open before. You ain't got locations overseas. You ain't got no chain franchise location nowhere. There is no blueprint to do something different. Y'all, I need you to record this. I just blessed myself. Oh my God. I need y'all to record that. There is no blueprint to do something different. Oh, that was exactly what I needed to hear. I'm sorry, y'all. Sometimes you teach and you help yourself. There is no blueprint to doing something different. And so it's got to make sense. When you get opposition, people don't understand, people slow to catch on, people slow to support, don't want to support, show up, smile, still ain't supporting, just crazy stuff. You can take that personal, but then you have to remember that when you're doing something different and blazing trails and doing great things, understand ain't no blueprint for that. Ain't no blueprint for starting Michelle's restaurant, Tally's restaurant, because we ain't seen it before. And some of you are getting the opposition you're getting because it is a reminder of your worth. It's a reminder of your future. It's a reminder of where you're going. And so the suffering, Romans 8:17, I'm still in the word. The suffering you're experiencing, you can't take it personal. Watch this. I want you to record this. Stop taking every attack personal. Come on. I'm especially talking to you winners. Stop taking every attack personal. Come on, y'all. Type it. Stop taking every attack personal. It ain't personal. You winning. You doing different stuff. You doing stuff people never seen before. You winning without a high school degree. You winning without a college degree. You getting money. You getting money without loans. You expanding territories without a big business plan. Stop taking every attack personal, because I'm going to tell you, when you take attacks personal and you are doing different things and you got a greater calling and you're a trailblazer, when you take the attacks personal, what you're saying to God is, I want to be the prize. Watch. Come on. What you're saying to God is, I want to be the prize, but I ain't ready to be the target. I wish this made sense to somebody. When you take attacks in your life personal, What you're saying to God is, I'm ready to be the prize, but I ain't ready to be the target. And so this is what happens. This is why many of you are delayed in business. This is why your businesses aren't flourishing the way you want it to. This is why things aren't expanding in your relationships the way you want to. You know why? Because you think you're ready to be the prize, but you can't take when the attacks come. And because you can't take when the attacks come, what God does is he literally keeps you where you are so that you can handle the attacks as much as you can celebrate being the prize. I quit. This probably ain't making sense to nobody but me. Is it? If it is, put the high five emojis there, like we're giving each other a high five. Come on. Even with your mask on, give me a high five. Is this making sense? You got to stop taking things so personal. Good morning, Sister Leslie. You've got to stop taking things personal. See, everybody want to be the prize, but folk can't take being the target. Stop taking stuff so personal, y'all. When you know you're moving to innovative state, stop taking who ain't with you personal. Stop taking who quit on you personal. Stop taking who ain't responding to you personal. Stop taking how they handling you personal. Stop taking what they ain't doing for you. Stop. The Lord really reminded me of this week, and he said, Zeb, remember, you ain't doing something like everybody else. You can go out here and go be a carbon. You can go be a Starbucks if you want to. I was telling, and I know he doesn't mind saying this. Me and Minister Carlos were talking a little bit yesterday, and we were talking a little bit about this. I could go out here and create a Starbucks. The blueprint to be successful is easy because it's already been done. I could go out here and completely make Rehab like a Starbucks, and it would be packed tomorrow. That ain't what I've been called to be. That ain't what I've been called to do. And so you got to stop taking opposition personal if you're going to be a trailblazer. If you're going to walk in spaces where people have never been, then you got to deal with stuff that folk don't normally deal with. Is this making sense to anybody? Like, Instagram is on fire. Instagram almost has more viewers than YouTube and Facebook right now. Instagram's on fire. Is this making sense to anybody? Y'all stop taking that stuff personal, man. You dealing with the attacks because some disrespect comes to remind you of your worth. Now, again, Romans 8:17, New Living Translation, B clause. Here's something else I got to remind you. Again, it says, but if we share in his glory, we must also share in his suffering. I want you to record this. You ready? Disagreement is the greatest form of contrast. I'm going to explain it. Disagreement is the greatest form of contrast. I need you to record this. You're going to be the smartest person at the water cooler tomorrow. Have you invited somebody to church yet? If you have not, I need you to like this video right now. I need a like for every single view that I got on here. I need you to like this video. I need you to hit that @ symbol. And I need you to tag 5 people right now and tell them to get this last 15 minutes of this word. Disagreement is the greatest form of contrast. Disagreement is the greatest form of contrast. What is contrast? Contrast is the reflection of anything opposite to what you expect. Contrast is the reflection of anything opposite of what you expect. That's all contrast is. In my 4th book, which will be coming out really soon, I talk a little bit about contrast because oftentimes life presents to us what we don't want to remind us of what we want. Life presents to us what we don't like to remind us of what we do like. Ever been to the ophthalmologist? I'm going to give you a book preview right here. So don't y'all steal my stuff. If you do, it's already copyrighted. If you ever been to an ophthalmologist to have your eyes checked, one of the best machines that I like, I talk about this in my book, is that machine that you put your face against and they're on the other side and they're turning this side and they're turning this side. And what they do is they put your eyes up on it and they'll block one side and they will turn the other one and say, tell me what's better, 1 or 2. So you go in there and they put up an image and then they'll show you another one and you'll say 2. Then they'll reset it. They'll say, which is better? 1, 2, 1, 2. And they go through these series of tests on that eye. Then they'll close that eye and do the other eye. Which is better? 1, 2, 1, 2, right? They do it. Let me tell you what that's an exercise of, right? Never went to school to be an ophthalmologist. Let me tell you what that's an exercise of. And somebody who's been wearing contacts and glasses for a long time. Sometimes what we can't see helps us to see clearly what we can say, or what we need to say, what we desire to say. So what they do is they make the image blurry so that they can give you a clear look. And this is how contrast works in your life. Sometimes the opposite of what you want shows up in your life. Okay? Sometimes the opposite of what you want shows up in your life to make what you desire crystal clear. This ain't making sense to nobody. Sometimes the opposite of what you want for your life shows up to make what you want crystal clear. Now, what I could do, if I wanted to hurry up and get out the seat, I'm about to bless some of y'all today, man. This is a good free word, and y'all gonna pay for this book when it come out. What I could do if I want to get out that seat, because I've been sitting in the seat all day, I'm tired of where I am. Lord, I'm just tired of where I am, child. I'm just tired, God, of where I am. I'm just tired of where you got my life, God. I'm just tired of what I'm dealing with, God. I'm just tired of going through where I'm going through, God. I'm just tired of being right here, God. I'm just tired of being right here. And so what I could do to hurry up and get out the chair is lie. Or what I could do to hurry up and get out the chair is settle. What looks better, one or two? And start saying things look clear when they really don't look clear, so they can hurry up and move me on to something else. Let me tell y'all something. When I go to the ophthalmologist, that's the one chair where they get tired of me, because they be like, what look better, one, two? I'd be like, is tie an option? Because they real close. And, one looks clear, two looks pretty clear, but I can't say one looks better than, like, it's a whole full-fledged conversation to where sis is normally like, dude, will you just hurry up and choose one or two? But let me tell y'all why I try to get that right. Let me tell y'all why I take my time to try to get that exercise right. Because my clarity, my vision is predicated on my patience when I can't see. I'm about to run out of here. My clarity is predicated on my patience when I can't see. See, this is why some of you have settled for losers. This is why some of you have settled for losers in your life. Because, ladies, you sitting in the chair. You getting older. The biological clock is ticking. And God got the thing on your eye and saying, who looked better, him or him? Him or him? When the real answer is neither one. But what you do is say, one got it. Why? Because you tired of being in the chair. You tired of being where you are in your life. And so you end up selling. And what ends up happening is when we let you out the chair, you have no clarity. You know why? Because you weren't patient when you couldn't say. Man, I'm about to throw my chapstick across this room. Are y'all listening to me? I'll be in the chair straight up. Sister Michelle, I'm telling you, you can call my ophthalmologist right now, or the assistants, because the assistants be doing the chairs. They can't stand it. I be wearing them out, and they be acting like they patient, but I know I be working their nerves. Which one, Dr. Tally? Which one is it? One or two? Neither one. All right, one or two? Still neither one. I can't see clearly in either one of them. Okay, Dr. Tally, which one? One or two? Two, I think, but one is close. They hate me. You know why? Because I'm going to get it right while I can't see. So that when I can see, I got everything that I wanted. I'm going to get it right while I can't see. so that when I can see, I get everything I want. And see, during the periods and the seasons of your life where you don't have what you want, you better get it right so that when you start seeing, you get everything that you wanted. I don't even want to teach anymore. This is too much for y'all. Kanisha told me they need to refer me out. Leave me alone. It's the truth. No, I'm going to sit in this chair until what don't make sense start making sense. This is for all of you that struggle with patience. I'm going to sit in this position until what doesn't make sense starts making sense. Y'all wait till y'all read this book. It's the best one I ever wrote. I'm going to sit in this chair until life, where I am in my life, starts making sense. And I'm going to sit here and I'm going to go through the scenes until the scenes are clear. And when they are clear, I will be comfortable to move forward. Why? Because my clarity will be created during the times I couldn't see. Y'all, clarity is created when you can be patient in those times where you can't see nothing. Is this making sense at all? Is this making sense? Is this making sense? I'm about to scream this morning. Is this making sense? Because this was really for me too. Like, dude, you literally are in a hurry to get out the chair. No, I'm just switching the scenes. I'm switching the scenes, and the same patience you operate in the chair. Come on, y'all. The same patience Dr. Zeb operates in the chair is the same patience I need you to operate when it comes to your life. If it ain't right, tell them, I can't tell. It might be one, it might be two. What's the next option? If the career ain't right, I can't tell. It might be this job, it might be another one. What's the next option? If it's the relationship, I can't tell. Some days is great, other days is horrible. What's the next option? Y'all don't like the way I'm teaching. Because your clarity is predicated on your patience when you can't see. And when you are not patient, when you can't see, you start doing stuff like settling. You start doing stuff like taking less than what you're worth. You start doing stuff like accepting stuff beneath your value. You start doing stuff like taking jobs just because they pay your bills, but you can't stand to go there every day. You start doing stuff like living in spaces where you know you are no longer productive instead of going to spaces that's going to challenge you, but going to make your productivity better. Y'all better stop settling when you can't see. Put it in the comments. Stop settling when you can't see. Stop. Stop settling when it don't make sense. Stop settling when you're getting older and you ain't got this. You ain't got the house. You ain't got the car. You ain't got the wife. You ain't got the husband. You ain't got the 6 figures. Stop saying, well, I ain't got it. It don't look like I'm ever have it. So I'm going to just settle. I'm going to just take what I got. I'm going to just accept what I got. Stop. Stop settling when you can't see. Because let me tell you about being in this chair. Man, I'm about to run around my house. Let me tell you about being in this chair. If you're patient in the chair, where's Chris Morton? Because this is a Chris Morton, Dr. Zeb moment right here. If you're patient in this chair, listen to me. If you're patient in the chair and they switch in the scenes, if you're patient, every now and then, the ophthalmologist puts it on something that shows you where you're going. I'm about to throw. Every now and then, if you're patient during the times where you can't see, if you're patient during the times where it don't make sense, every now and then the ophthalmologist turns the knob and it's crystal clear. And they do it to show you where you're going. Y'all, if you learn how to be patient during the seasons when you can't see, every now and then God will put something on your life, in your vision, that is a preview of where you're going. Dr. Zed, why you ain't quit yet? Because I seen the preview. Dr. Zed, why you ain't gave up yet? Because I've seen the preview. Dr. Zed, why you ain't quit yet? Because I've seen the preview. But Dr. Zed, you ain't got no support. That ain't got nothing to do with me. I seen the preview. And when you've seen the preview, you know what not to settle for. I don't want to teach anymore. I want to quit. Is there anybody like me that has gone through difficult seasons of your life, but you've seen the preview of what clarity looks like? If I'm talking to you, I want you to type in the comments quickly, I've seen the preview. Come on. Come on. Because people need an explanation as to why you haven't quit. Put in the comments. Here's the answer, because I've seen the preview. Reason I haven't quit is because I've seen the preview. And when you have seen the preview, now you're going to sit in the chair until it's clear. Huh? Come on. I ain't quit yet on my career because I've seen what I can be. I've seen what the spaces I can run. I ain't quit on my business because I've seen multiple locations in multiple cities with multiple employees. I ain't quit on my relationship desires because I've seen what she ought to look like. I've seen what he ought to be like. I have not quit on what my finances are going to be because I've seen what being debt-free look. Come on, y'all. Come on. Come on. Sometimes God shows you the preview, but still makes you sit in the chair. I should have saved this one for the building. I'm going to preach it again. Because right here, I'm going to be hollering. I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to be hollering. I'm going to remind some of y'all that thought I forgot how to holler, that I still know how to holler. Just wait. Right here, I'd be hollering. Sometimes God makes you sit your tail in the chair. Sometimes he makes you sit in the chair. Even after he's shown you the preview. I'm serious. He will show you the preview and make you sit your tail down. No, you're right. I don't know how to holler, Sister Michelle. I don't. Stop taunting me, please. Does this make sense to anybody? Look at this. Verse 18. 2 more points and I'm done. 2 more points and I'm done. Is this blessing anybody besides me? Sometimes God makes you sit in the chair even after the preview. And you got to sit in the chair until it's crystal clear, and then you can proceed. Okay? Look at verse 18. Verse 18, 2 more points, and I'm done. Verse 18, Romans 8:18, New Living Translation says this, yet what we suffer now, here we go, is nothing compared to the glory he will reveal to us later. Okay? Yet what we suffer now is nothing compared to the glory he will reveal to us later. Okay? Michelle, I better see you on the 15th or it's going to be on. I'm going to find you. All right? Yet what we suffer now is nothing compared to the glory he will reveal to us later. I want you to record this. You ready? The key to sharing God's rewards is embracing his struggle. Record it. The key to sharing God's rewards is embracing his struggle. The key to embracing God's rewards or sharing God's rewards is embracing his struggle. If you want his rewards, you got to embrace his struggle. It's that simple. If you want to reign with them, you have to suffer with them. If you want to have glory in your life, you have to also have suffering in your life. Because there's nothing significant that you will ever accomplish without an element of suffering. Listen to me. I need you to record this. There is nothing significant you will ever accomplish in your life without an element of suffering. There is nothing significant you will ever accomplish in your life without an element of suffering. Which is why I don't trust people in any space that have what they have without some level of struggle. Now, I'm not suggesting everything got to be hard. Everything doesn't have to be hard. Everything doesn't have to be hard, but understand this. Understand this. Most things that are significant in your life come with some element of battle, come with some level of fight. And see, people want to be victorious in their lives, but they don't want to deal with the struggles that come with having victory, the struggles that come with being great. And it's so funny. There's so many people I follow on YouTube that I'm inspired by. I'm inspired by their work, and most of them aren't even pastors. Like, these are just other folks, regular folks, motivational speakers, teachers, doctors, all kinds of folks. One guy is of a different religion. Like, I'm inspired by a lot of different people. We can find greatness in whatever, in all kinds of sources. But there's a consistent thing when I look at all of these people, the John Maxwells of the world, all of these people who have gone on to do these great things. There's a consistent thing with all of them. And that consistent thing is struggle. They all have different outcomes. They all have different things that they've accomplished eventually. But they all have this very one thing in common, and that is that before they rose to a place of where we call them great or accomplished or successful, there were seasons and periods of their life where they struggled tremendously. And so the idea that all of us think that we are exempt from struggle, but obligated to be blessed, is ridiculous. You can't be obligated to be blessed and exempt from struggle. I want you to record that. You can't feel obligated. You cannot feel obligated to be blessed and feel exempt from struggle. You cannot feel obligated to be blessed and feel exempt from struggle. It doesn't work that way. Unless you intend to be blessed on very surface levels. Unless you intend to be blessed on very basic levels. She said, as soon as I joined, I got attacked. Right. I believe it. I absolutely believe that. You can't put yourself in a position where you feel like you're going to be blessed and then not have to deal with the struggle that comes with that. It's why even in my life, which I have not done anything significant. I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. I haven't. This is part of a reflection I was dealing with this week. I'm gonna talk a little bit about this on my personal life tomorrow, because I'm gonna talk about something as relates to relationships, and it's gonna be powerful. But one of the things that hit me in some journaling this week and some reflection, and that is, I ain't done nothing significant in my life. Nothing. If I were to rate myself overall in everything on a scale of 0 to 10, Isaiah, what do you think you are? Probably a 3. Being honest with you, probably a 3. Maybe a 4 on some good days. And I'm not blowing smoke. Let me tell you why. Because the measurement for me being a 10 or even a 9 is accomplishing major stuff. Listen to me. Y'all, listen. Listen to me. Hear me out. For me to be a 9 or a 10 on any scale is accomplishing some major stuff. And when I look at the people that I measure my life against, John Maxwell, I told y'all, I'll never be T.D. Jakes. I will be John Maxwell. I'll be a black John Maxwell who pastored a church, gave up a church, and went on to influence billions of people. Listen to me. When you think about folks like that and you measure your life, listen, 3 at best. 3 at best. Great author, great motivational speaker. He has counseled kings, presidents, all of that stuff. And he did it outside the context of a church. It's the truth. It's the truth. See, that takes honesty, y'all. And you can't feel obligated to be blessed on that level and be exempt with the struggles that come with it. Right? So, many of y'all got John Maxwell goals, but you get mad when struggle comes. You get mad when hard times come. You get mad when difficult seasons come in your life, and you can't do that. Think about it. Come on, we just came out of Easter season. Think about this. You can't even be an heir of Christ. You can't even be an heir of Christ without sharing in his suffering, right? When you say I'm an heir of Christ, H-E-I-R, when you say I'm an heir of Christ, when you say I'm a king's kid, that's my daddy. When you say that, you're saying you have a right to what he has, but you can't have a right to what he has if you don't also share in what he did. Oh, all you Easter Pentecostal apostolic folk, your doilies ought to be flying everywhere right now. You can't be an heir to what he has if you don't share in what he did. Are y'all listening to me? Meaning, you can't be an heir to who Jesus is, and all the blessings that come with being a king's kid if you also don't embrace the fact that he suffered for you to have all of this. That he struggled for you to have all of this. Are y'all listening to me? So there's some struggle. You want to be blessed, but don't run away from the struggle. Don't run away from the strife, because anything that is significant that you're going to have will come with significant struggle. Are y'all listening to me? Anything in your life that is of significance that you're going to have is going to come with significant struggle. Minty asked me this week, hit me up on Instagram, asked me this week, Dr. Zeb, man, I hope everything is well. I hope you're hanging in there. I hope you're being encouraged, man. Don't get discouraged. What you're doing is great. There are people watching. You're gonna be all right. And that encouragement is great to hear sometimes. But it's also a reminder that if you're gonna do great things, sometimes you're gonna struggle. And not only are you gonna struggle, you're gonna be on an island by yourself, just sitting out there. Because here's the other thing about doing great things. So all of you that say, I want to do great things, here's something else you got to be comfortable with. You ready? You got to be comfortable being great by yourself until everybody catches up. Listen to me. You have to be comfortable being great sometimes all by yourself until everybody catches up. See, some of y'all want to be great, but then you want a lot of people around you to cheerlead you. Woo, you're great. Woo, you're great. Woo, you're great. Woo, you're doing it. Woo, you. Most of the things that you're going to do great in your life are so big and so different that even when people want to support you because it's your vision and not theirs, they really can't see all the nuances of the greatness because the vision doesn't belong to them in the first place. Y'all got to stop getting mad at people who can't see your vision. When it's your vision, not theirs. See, you can't get mad at people who don't see your vision when God didn't give them the vision. Because see, while you spending all of this energy upset that people don't see your vision, there are people that you don't even know that want your vision. There are people you never even met that's dying to support your vision. There are people you have never experienced in your life that's dying to be a part of what you're doing. And so all this energy, I think I posted about that 2 weeks ago. All this energy you're putting on to who's not with you needs to be shifted to the people that are. I'm trying to free somebody this morning. If you're going to be a trailblazer, if you're going to do some different things in your life, I need you to shift your energy off of what's not and who's not to what is and who is. I need you to shift your energy off of who is and or who's not and what's not to what is and who is. We give too much energy to opposition. We give too much energy to things that are opposed to us, not realizing that's a part of the playbook, man. You're going to be successful. You're going to do big stuff. A part of the playbook is opposition. A part of the playbook is struggle. A part of the playbook is what Paul says in Romans 8:18. It is that if you're going to suffer now, it don't compare to what will be revealed later. Man, suffer with the folk that ain't with you and be excited for the folk who are. This ain't for you. This for me. Suffer with the folk that ain't with you and be excited for the people that are. Stop, man. Y'all too busy counting opposition when you ought to be counting victories. We ought to be focusing on the future and understanding that the opposition that you're experiencing is a part of the future you're about to embrace. Embrace that, man. Take it. Take it. I'm telling y'all, I am not wasting another ounce of my energy. I told Mr. Carlos this yesterday. I'm not wasting another ounce of my energy counting who ain't supporting, who ain't doing. No, I'm not. Do whatever the ham sandwich y'all want to do. I don't care. I am putting my energy towards the handful of folk that are all in. Because I'm telling you, the folks you're discounting are really the people that are giving you the struggle you need in order for you to embrace what you're going to get. Y'all stop, man. Stop. You can't feel obligated to feel blessed and feel exempt from struggle. You can't have it both ways. God is not obligated to bless those who feel like they are exempt from hard times. And see, many of you I know personally, and I marvel. I can't wait to see so many of you that I know personally that I know I'll see when we get to this hybrid schedule, and I'll see you at least 2 times a month, definitely more, but at least 2 times. But I've watched how many of you have even flourished in the pandemic, right? The pandemic didn't kill everybody. The pandemic didn't hurt it. Some of y'all came out of the pandemic better than you ever been before in your life. The pandemic wasn't bad for everybody. Now, I know there's a narrative out there that says it is. The pandemic was actually good for a whole lot of people. And some of you, I know you personally. And I knew you before the pandemic. And I knew you during the pandemic. And I know you now. And you living better right now than you lived before the pandemic. You eating better right now than you did before the pandemic. Your relationships are better now than they were before the pandemic. Your living situation is better now than it was before the pandemic. And it's proof that struggling ain't always designed to kill you. Sometimes struggle, hard times, difficult moments, difficult environments are designed to bring you to a better place. It's the last word I'm going to leave with you. Again, you cannot feel obligated to be blessed and feel exempt from struggle at the same time. Not if you're going to do significant work. Not if your business is going to be significant and you want multiple locations and you want products and you want an online business and you want to do $15,000 a week in online sales You want to do $30,000 or $50,000 a month in sales. Let me tell you something. That's all wonderful, but understand, if you're going to get there, there are going to be some days called struggle. It's that simple. It's that. And if you can go through the struggle days, if you can go through the suffering days, Romans 8:18, there is then nothing that can be compared to the glory that will be revealed to you. In other words, go through the struggle because it don't compare to what God's going to do as a result of your struggle. I'm done. This bless anybody today? Hmm? Was this a help to anybody today at all? Let me tell y'all something. I need you this week to go back and watch this word. Go back and watch this word, and I need you to meditate on this one. Listen to me. I need you to go back and watch this word, and I need you to meditate on this word. And the reason I do is because many of you have become so detached to your future, or so detached from your future and your purpose, because you have been so locked into your struggle. You have been so focused on your struggle and what ain't going right and what is not right and who ain't right and who ain't helping and who ain't done this and who ain't done that. You've been so locked there that you have gotten off course with your purpose. You've gotten off course with your focus. You've gotten off course with the direction you should be going on. And I'm here to tell you, things in your life ain't working against you. They are working for you. I appreciate that, Destiny. That comment means more than you believe. I really believe he has anointed me. It's a different anointing, but I believe he has. And I appreciate that more than you know. You just made my day. I'm serious, y'all. Things in your life ain't working against you. Y'all stop thinking everything is against you. Stop thinking everybody is against you. Stop thinking all of these things, even if it feels that way, even if they're showing you things that lead you to believe they're against you, even if life is showing you things that lead you to think it's against you. I'm here to tell you, everything ain't against you. This stuff is working for you. This opposition, this struggle, this pain, this stuff is working for you. And you have to embrace where you are and be focused on where you're going at the same time. You have to be optimistic about the future and be honest about the present. Are y'all listening to me? You have to be optimistic. I'm writing that down. That was for me. Ain't in my notes. You have to be optimistic about the future and honest about the present. Yep, I'm going to have this. Yep, I'm going to live this way. Yep, I'm going to be in this career. Yep, I'm going to have this kind of relationship, this kind of marriage, whatever you desire. Yep, I'm going to have all of this stuff. Yep, I'm going to do. But right now, this is what I got to fix. This is what I got to do different. This is what I've got to adjust. This is what I got to do better. This is what I've got to work on right now. No, I ain't a 10. I'm a 3. Y'all, you watch my personal live tomorrow, it's going to be brutal. Because I'm going to talk about this in the context of relationships. If you want an ideal relationship, you got to be honest about where you are right now. Because the reality is, y'all, 3s don't deserve 10s. That's in relationships. That's in business. That's in everything. That's in finances. If your spending discipline is a 3, you don't deserve to be debt free. That's 10. Are y'all quiet? Y'all quiet. I was just telling the same friend that last night. It's the truth. I've talked about plans. I got some financial goals that I want to hit by the end of this year. I'm going to enjoy myself this summer because I work very hard. I'm going to enjoy myself every summer. But then, come September, October, because September is my birthday, mid-September, something like that. Through the rest of the year, I'm really going to put some aggressive saving goals in place because there's some things I want to do. And see, here's the thing. Many of you have 10 financial goals, but your spending is a 3. And 3 spending does not equate to a 10 goal. It doesn't, right? So, yeah, you can have what your future says you can have, but you got to be honest about where you are. Y'all, I'm way over. Type in your prayer request quickly. I need you to type in your prayer request. If you've got a prayer request, I want to pray for you. I want to pray over your situation this week. Every morning, 4:40 in the morning, I'm up. It's getting lighter earlier, so I'm definitely getting up much better because I try to work out and now get 2 mile walk in every morning. Um, so every morning, 4:40, I'm up. I pray over your prayer request. And so if you've got a prayer request, I'm giving you 30 seconds. I need you to type it now because I've got to hurry up. I've run way over today. But this was a worthwhile word. I hope you really got something out of it. If you've got a prayer request, I want you to type it in the comments. If you've got something that you want me to pray for that we cannot see publicly, whether you're watching on live or watching in person, you can email your prayer request to info@rehabcc.org. That's info@rehabcc.org. All right, that's info@rehabcc.org. You can email it there and I'll pray for you. Yes, my friend, I'm praying for continued healthy pregnancy. I've been following you on social media. I'm so happy for you. Just had another friend of mine have a baby last week, and she's doing incredibly well. They've got 6 children, and her and her husband are doing so well. But I'm praying for you. Come on, type it quickly. If you got a prayer request, I want you to type it in the comments really quickly. You've got 15 seconds literally because I want to pray for you. We want to open up the doors for somebody to be saved today. We want to give an offering seed. Remember, we're in the middle of our rally campaign, and we've got a $6,000 goal that we want to meet. So I want to challenge you all to be a part of that, and then we're going to get out of here. Listen, type in your prayer requests and let's pray. All right, quickly. You got 10 seconds. Would you do that? If you have not typed in your prayer request, I want you to do that quickly so that we can pray and we can let you guys go. Those of you that are in Greensboro will probably be at the food truck festival, I'm sure, today. So I'm trying to hurry up and get out of your way. All right. Connect your hands like this as a sign of symbol of faith. After you have done what you type what you need to type, I want you to connect your hands like this as a sign of symbol of faith. Let's pray. Father, in Jesus' name, I thank you today for your word. Thank you for this time of gathering you've given us. I pray now, God, that something was said or done that has encouraged somebody, that has convicted somebody, that has inspired somebody to want to live for you, serve you, do the will and work of your kingdom. I pray now, God, that as a result of this word, somebody will be inspired to be better. Somebody will be inspired to do something different. Somebody will be inspired to understand that life does not happen to them. Life simply happens through them. Help us, God, to see our experiences different. Help us to see our struggles different so we can be everything you've called us to be and more. Now, God, for every prayer request that's come across this line, for every prayer request that's been emailed to our inbox, we lift it up to you now and ask, God, that you would answer the prayers of your people, that you would make ways as only you can, that you would meet needs as only you can, that you would open doors as only you can, that you would heal and protect bodies as only you can, that you would cover families, relationships as only you can, that you would enhance careers and finances as only you can, that you would make ways and open doors as only you can. We thank you, God, for a week that will be filled with miracles, that will be filled with new opportunities, that will be filled with new connections that help us and not hinder us, so that we can be everything you've called us to be and more. God, I declare this week to be a week filled with supernatural breakthrough. Allow the unexpected to happen. Allow the miraculous to occur in every area of our lives. And God, we will continue to praise you. We'll continue to give your name glory, honor, and praise. Right now, God, somebody mentally is in a crisis. Somebody through this word received the clarity that they needed to understand that every attack isn't personal, that every difficult moment isn't designed to stop them, but in fact, attacks are designed to bring out the best in them. I thank you for the clarity that you've sent to some people today. I thank you for the clarity that you've sent to me. And I pray now, God, that we would take this clarity and that we would sit in the seat called life and not get up until the image is clear for us to proceed forward. I thank you for these things, God, and count them done. In Jesus' name, amen. Do me a favor. You prayed with me. I want you to type in the comments quickly. It is so. Hurry. I want you to type it in the comments quickly. It is so. It is so. I want you to know I'm praying for you. I am praying for your success. I am praying for your healing. I am praying for your breakthrough. I am praying for everything concerning your life. That God would continue to make ways as only He can. Listen, every time you pray, and say amen. You're simply saying it is so. The word amen simply means it is so. So every time you do that, you're saying it is so. And I want you to know the things concerning your life that you have prayed for, that you have believed for, it is so. It is done. It's already done. And I need you to walk in that. Listen, while you're typing that, if you've got, if you want to be saved, if you want to join, if you want to dedicate your life to Christ, if you want to give your life to Christ, I want to challenge you right now at this moment to take the opportunity to do that. Listen, Romans 10:9 tells us this, that if we confess with our mouths, if we believe with our heart that Jesus Christ is who he is and did what he did for us, we are saved. Salvation is not about being perfect. I don't care what anybody tells you, what any pastor, what any church tells you. Salvation is not being perfect. Perfection is the goal. It's something you strive towards. The reality is you'll never reach it. I know you've never heard another pastor tell you that. You've probably never heard another church tell you that. Depending on what denomination you've grown in, you probably never heard that as well. But let me break the bad news to you. The reality is you will never reach perfection, ever. I don't care who you are. I don't care how wonderful you are. You will never reach perfection. The reality is perfection is the goal. It's something you will strive for. It is something that we should all strive for in our day to day walk, but it is not something we will reach. Salvation is about being better today than what you were yesterday. If you follow my personal channels, I always say that on my personal coaching channels. And when I do my Wednesday word of the day and all that stuff, doctor said, where do you get be better today than what you were yesterday? I thought about that because I thought about my life. My life has never been about being perfect. I don't want to be perfect. I want to be the best version of me that I can. I want to be better today than what I was yesterday. That's what salvation is. Romans 10:9 tells us that if we confess with our mouths and believe in our hearts that Jesus Christ literally died for us, rose again from the grave, and lives for us today, that we're saved. It's that simple. It ain't a complicated conversation. It's not a complicated formula. And so if you want to be saved, I don't care where you are. I want you to stop what you're doing, literally. If you're at brunch, I want you to put down the eggs and the bacon. If you're in a swimming pool, I want you to swim over to the side so I can have your undivided attention on the loudspeaker. Doesn't matter where you are. If you're driving, I literally want you to pull over right now. Yes, pull over. Why? Because right now, I want you to say this prayer of faith with me. If you want to be saved, if you want to dedicate your life to Christ, I want you to repeat this prayer of faith. And I'm here to tell you, God's going to save you just because of your faith. Not just because you've repeated the prayer, but he's going to save you because of your faith. And he's going to save you right where you are. Listen, if you want to be saved, say this with me. Say it. I'm a sinner. I'm not perfect. I've made some mistakes. I have some flaws. And I even have some failures. But I do believe that Jesus Christ was born of a virgin, lived on this earth just like I'm living. He suffered, bled, and died on the cross. But 3 days later, rose again for my sins. Because he lives, I can live, and I am saved. My friends, if you prayed that prayer of faith, I want to welcome you to the royal family of Jesus Christ. You've made an incredible decision today. And if you did pray that prayer, do me a favor. I want you to type in the comments right now, hashtag salvation. Would you do that? Hashtag salvation. I want you to type it in the comments. Why? We don't want to embarrass you. We want to celebrate with you. We want to celebrate the decision that you've made today to give your life back to Christ, to dedicate your life to Christ. Why? To be the best version of you that you can. It's the only reason why I do what I do, not for nothing else. I do this because nothing pleases me more than to see what I'm saying now in the comments. Hashtag salvation. To hear somebody dedicate their life, repeat that prayer, and dedicate their life to Christ. I love to see it in the comments. And I'm clapping my hands with you today and celebrating with you because you've dedicated your life to Christ. Now, do me a favor. I want you to find you a church home somewhere. I don't care where you go. Find you a church home that is a Bible believing, Bible teaching, Bible preaching, community giving church and be a part of that ministry. Why? Because you want to surround yourself now with other believers where you can learn, grow, and develop. One of the beautiful things about Rehab is that now we are becoming a hybrid church. And so starting in June, we relaunch in person May the 15th, but starting in June, first and thirds will be in person, second and fourth will be virtual. It is our goal to stream every service so that we even have virtual members who have never even been to Greensboro who are a part of the Rehab Christian Center because of this innovative space that we're in. If you want to be a part of the Rehab Christian Center, listen, I'd love to be your pastor. I'd love to serve alongside with you as you grow, as you develop, as you mature in your faith. Because it's one thing to make that commitment today that you've made. And I'm so excited. So many people are typing in the comments, hashtag salvation. I love it. It's so great to see you make that commitment. Now I want you to go be a part of a ministry. We've got people, virtual members, and I see you, Sister Nikki. We've got virtual members everywhere that I personally have never even like physically shaken their hand. I've talked to them, I've streamed with them, I've FaceTime with them, I've done those things. But this virtual format has really allowed us to bless and impact so many people. So I need you to find your church home. If you want to be a part of the Rehab Christian Center, I'd love to be your pastor. Simply type in the comments, hashtag membership. And one of our faithful moderators who moderate all of our channels will see your comment, reach out to you, get some information from you. And it's that simple. One of the beautiful things about being in this virtual environment is that we will now not only need to have in-person new members classes, we will have to have virtual new members classes. And we'll be having our first ones since the pandemic started very soon because I want to make sure that we continue to grow and evolve together. All right. And so if you want to be a part of the Rehab Christian Center, just type in the comments, hashtag membership. Somebody will get some information from you. And we would love to welcome you, not to the largest church on the planet, not to the loudest churches on the planet. Somebody asked me the other day, Pastor, how many members you have? I don't know. We've been closed for 2 years. I have no idea. I have no idea how many members we have. I know before the pandemic it was less than 200 members. We didn't have a lot of members. And we did so much more with less. And so I don't know. I know we're not the largest church on the planet, but we are the nicest church on the planet. And I can't wait to welcome you to our ministry. All right. Listen, I want to challenge you to give quickly. If this ministry has been a blessing to you, I want to challenge you to give. As you know, we are in the middle of a capital campaign rally where I need to raise $6,000 by next Sunday. To really make sure that we have equipment and things in place that we need in order to fully launch the way we want to May the 15th. Meaning I want to be able to stream live on those in-person services, 15th and the 22nd. Virtual will be virtual on the 29th, and then we will go to our first and third format in June. And so I want to be able to do that. And so, as you know, if you've ever built anything from the ground, there are always unexpected costs and things that come up. So your giving is critical. I never ask you to do anything that I don't do myself. I've already given the first $500 because I believe in that. And so I want to challenge you to give today. If this ministry has been a blessing to you, it's simple. How can I help, Pastor? Number one, give your tithes. It's so important that you're a tither. Why? Because tithing is a reflection of appreciation for what God has allowed you to do, for what he's allowed you to make. So tithe, it's so critically important. And it should be easy to tithe to a ministry that has fed over 20,000 people in less than 7 years. It's easy, right? So tithe. Second, give an offering. It's so important that you give because when you give, you then position the ministry to be able to handle the expenses of having a ministry. I saw a TikTok that really blessed me where a guy tried to ask, where does tithe and offering go? And then she cut it off and started explaining all of this stuff that has to be covered. Operating a church is really a ministry. It's really a business. And a lot of people don't want to look at it that way, but it absolutely is. So I want to challenge you to give today. We can meet this goal. I know we can meet this goal, and we can do it with the help of all of you that have been supporters and have really been blessed by our ministry, really been blessed by this word, especially over the last 2 years, and really want to remain connected. This is so critical for us. We're going to have to train people. We've never run professional cameras in our ministry before. We've never done this. If you knew me before the pandemic, I didn't even want to stream and go live. I'll be honest with you. I didn't even want any parts of this space. But we're here now. So we've got to train people to run this stuff and do all kinds of things in territories that we've never been before. And so your support is so vital. It's so helpful. It really positions us to be able to do what we need to do. And we want to make sure that whether you are visiting us in person, you are visiting us virtually, or you're doing both, which is what I hope all of you will do, that you have an exceptional experience, that you can experience rehab in either format. And so your giving helps. Again, you can give via Cash App, $REHABCCGIVE. You can give through our website, www.rehabcc.org. Simply choose online giving, or you can text REHABWORKS to 336-642-3210. That's REHABWORKS to 336-642-3210. All right. You can do it to either one of those mediums, and we know God will bless you. Listen, speaking of that text messaging system, if you are not subscribed to our text messaging system, I need you to do that right away. I need you to text REHABCC to the number 336-642-3210. That's REHABCC. Text REHABCC to 336-642-3210. We're off the old 88202 number, but I want you to text it to that number, and then you can save that 336 number as a regular number. I think the FCC is doing away with short codes, and so we had to transition over this week. And so it has changed. It has absolutely changed. So make sure you save it. Text REHABCC to 336-642-3210. When you get the response, save that as a contact number. I have it saved in my phone. If I could show you, I would. I have it saved as REHABCC info. I want you to do that. All right. Save it as REHABCC info, so that you can see, have the number saved in your phone. And then that way you can receive all of the updates about our services, events, things like that. We want you to remain connected, but you can also text REHABWORKS to that number as well and give. A link will come there. We'll take you to our REHABWORKS page that we've set up specifically for this rally. And I need you to help me meet this goal. Here's another way you can help us meet the goal. Share this video. Share this video. You'd be surprised at how impactful it is for you, for our ministry, if you just simply share our broadcast, share our flyers, share this broadcast, share it on Instagram, share it on all of your networks. Tag me. I don't mind if you do it. Tag me as you share it. I try to always retweet, reshare when you tag me on social media, especially on stories. Tag me in your Instagram stories. Tag me on Facebook. Tag me on your Facebook stories. I'd be more than happy to reshare what you're tagging, because I truly appreciate how you support us. Not just privately behind closed doors, but publicly. So make sure you share this video, tag this video. Somebody can really benefit from this word. And then I want you to make plans. I want you to make plans to meet me this Tuesday, 7:08 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's this Tuesday, 7:08 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here at the Rehab Christian Center for our Tuesday night virtual experience. All right. Listen, y'all, I love y'all. I'm way over, but I hope you enjoyed today's word, and I can't wait to see you Tuesday. Have a fantastic week. A great weekend. I love you. I'm praying for you. And I will see you this Tuesday at 7:08 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Peace and blessings.
Thank you for watching the Rehab Christian Center live experience. If this broadcast has been a blessing to you and you would like to be a blessing to our leader, Dr. Zeb Talley III, you can sow a seed into his ministry by Cash App at $Pastor ZT3. It is our prayer that this message of hope encouraged, enlightened, and empowered you to be better. Please tune in Tuesday at 7:08 p.m. for our life study experience. And as always, be blessed and have a wonderful week.